Yeah, I'll give subs if I'm wrong. 5 subs per each wrong answer. I want to go watch the Lucio bit. All right, Lucio's vibing, riding cart. Gonna do a little game of Spot the Smurf. There is a GM on each team in this lobby. The rest of the players are either plat or diamond, and we're gonna do kind of analyze every player, go through every single player, and kind of try to figure out which one is the GM player. All right, so I'm just gonna go down through the list. We're gonna start with the first player, F1, so the Reinhardt, and I'm just gonna make my way through the list, kind of see who we think is the GM player. Okay, the Reinhardt's done in the first 30 seconds. I just accidentally clicked forward a little bit. If you're already done in the first 30 seconds on Reinhardt, you probably didn't play it the best most of the time. So we'll see how that happens.
According to our YouTube statistics, only a small amount of people who watch our videos are actually subscribed. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing.
Okay, first things first. Usually holding this choke this early on is a signal of low elo. Most GM Reinhardts won't be playing this far up initially. They will go for a fire strike on spawn door and then back up. So due to this logic of him holding gate, and since he's the main tank, he's choosing where his team holds. This already makes me think he's probably plat or diamond. But I'll keep watching him a little bit just to make sure. I don't want to just roam out from one positional thing right off the bat. He's really overextending on that corner when he's missing his armor on Reinhardt. He's hard W king when he has like no armor on Reinhardt. I don't think this is a GM Reinhardt player. I have no doubt in my mind that is not the GM player. I am going on to the Zarya. Okay, so kiting back using bubble. This is really good. But you're down Ryan right now. You have to play very, very passive. If anything, you need to just like play passive, wait for them to mess up, just like this, and then you can retake it. Tracking isn't the greatest. Tracking looks a little rough. Everything, like, they understood the tide of the fight, like backing up and everything. It looks pretty good in terms of that, but the tracking, if they main Zarya, I won't say they would be a GM Zarya player based off that. So I'm gonna move on to the next character really quick. Like, I feel like I'm just like going through a whirlwind tour right now, and I'm gonna try to slow it down. But so I'm gonna watch it a little bit more just in case. See if they're tracking. Maybe they're just warming up. It's the first minute of the game. You know, okay, they're right click jumping to come out of spawn. Okay, good bubble. That's fine. I like the target prioritization, trying to kill the Reaper there. This is good. Okay, more overextend. Why didn't they? Why do you look away from the 1 HP more? All right, let's go put our resources somewhere else in case like someone we're really unsure about. Need to watch them a bit more, right? I don't think it's the Reinhardt or the Zarya so far. It looks like a very normal plat slash diamond tank line. Okay, so they're playing this bottom angle. This is fine so far. I'm not really a Widow specialist, but the thing, this angle would make sense if their Reinhardt was already committing on the choke, I guess, and holding shield, right? If he's recharging shield, wouldn't it be better technically to be like upper at that point? And the Hanzo keeps like, you know, corner peeking him, right? He peeked Sonic. He kept going like this. I kept noticing that for a bit, and we just stood still in the same spot the entire time. That's not normal from a GM Widow, if I'm being quite honest. Oh, I'll watch it again. Maybe just one fight. Nice combat roll to get out of Dragon. It's really good. Okay, hitting the flank. Okay. I'll say even in the situations that a lot of GM players even feel safe, here you're still putting your back to people that are technically main on cart, and most people won't take that risk of standing completely still most of the time. So that's another like small detail that kind of like stands out to me for maybe, you know, possibly not being a GM player. Combat rolled forward to try to chase Lucio, I guess. Video stream's already there, but overall not like bad though. Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
B for what? Wait, let's skip over to the Lucio really quick and rewatch that fight. What did Lucio do with that beat? Wasn't the fight completely over by the time he beat it? Was he beating like it was the enemy team's grab, not theirs? I mean, it was before grab happened, so I don't find that too weird. It was a very close fight in the person's eyes, like 100%. So if you think the fight's close and you're not sure if you're gonna win it, might as well use it, right? It's kind of how I view it. So if they're not completely sure that they're winning the fight, use it, whatever. Technically speaking, there are better uses for beat, but they did just use their own grab earlier in that fight, and they just got it. So yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you kindly.
Okay, we need to reposition. Moira died early here. So let's see what everyone starts doing now that we're down Moira. So this is where that beat would have came in really, really big. If we didn't use the last fight, for example, then they could be using beat to have a winning chance still in the fight that we don't have our Moira. But yeah, you know. All right, I don't think it's truthfully this guy, but I'm gonna watch one more fight.
This will heal you.
It's a good pressure by that Reaper on upper. Good teleport. This McCree is really, really hard frontlining right now, and he's using his combat roll very, very aggressively all the time, kind of rolling into the enemy team. I don't think this is a GM player. I'm gonna go onto the Reaper.
Get into position. Surrender to my way of power.
Sam looks good so far. Decent Wraith usage. Does he hear the Reaper wraithing behind him? What is he gonna turn around for? Hey, he actually did. Cool. If I knew a Reaper had no Wraith behind me, I'd turn to go secure the kill 100% of the time. So I like that actually. Hey, is he gonna grab the Mega? He almost missed. They almost missed it. That's actually kind of funny. Okay. That Moira's crouch spamming, that's like usually a sign of like a higher elo player typically. So be curious to check them out later. Well, the movement of this player. So this is something that I would notice myself. If I were like coaching someone on Reaper, which I do a lot of private one-on-one Reaper coaching a lot of the time, and this like close engagement here, after you get this kill, crouch spamming doesn't really do anything against the Moira, right? It doesn't really have to aim too much, but it does something against the Lucio. Would you want to jump against someone that has to do like shoot a projectile? Even though it's close technically, it's easier for him to headshot you if he knows the arc of your body by jumping, right? And how your body's gonna move.
Tell me how this feels.
So would you be jump spamming in this fight or crouch spamming like the Moira is doing? He's using the wrong movement ability. So if it's a GM DPS player, I wouldn't say Reaper is probably their, you know, normal hero. Okay, big thing on Reaper is making sure that you have your Wraith when you go get into a fight. So if he were coming back quick right now, if he were to use his Wraith and then TP, he'd be getting the fight way before his Wraith would be off cooldown, and then he would have to play a way slower than normal. And that's not really a good thing to typically use your TP off spawn when they're like very, very close, unless you literally have to use it to touch. So with that logic, and coming out left side, because left side, it makes sense if you're going for this TP, right? But if we know that they're taking this fight here, let's say we know we're already losing the fight, like we died early, we're losing the fight, wouldn't it make more sense to take top right high ground and it'd be Because then if we get pressured out, right, from upper, we can drop towards the cover and stuff. We get pressured out here, then we have to rotate all the way across. Most people wouldn't be coming out left side at this point. Most people would go right side and stage a flank like that. Or you could stage a flank, for example, coming out right, TPing back like this. Then you can use this to get onto someone really, really quick. And that'd be a better use of abilities because you don't have to use Wraith. Don't use Wraith, TP, get in the fight, try to get a pick onto the backline once cars push up a little bit further forward. Try to bop someone and drop. So, well, we'll keep watching the Reaper a bit, so just want to be sure. See what they do with this flank. So it initiates before Wraith, right? You get bullied for that quite often. That's like something I'd be looking out for if I was like trying to coach this player. Okay, popping Wraith off spawn. But this Wraith off spawn, does this make more sense because they're about to push the card in and you really drastically want to get there quicker? Yeah, it does make more sense. But when it's that far back and you know you're going to get another touch, that's where it's not like necessary. I'm gonna watch the Reaper just a little bit more since it's such a long VOD. Okay, shooting shield. Using Wraith aggressively and starting to front line with no Wraith. The Wraith users of this player definitely looks like Plat or Diamond. I don't think it's the Reaper after watching all this. We need let's move on. Let's go to the more. Okay. Fade around the wall. Still playing behind Reinhardt. Seems like they have a good idea of like squeezing out DPS value on more here so far. They threw a healing orb for their Reinhardt. They realized they need to invest coal to try to keep him up. They're getting DPS value at the same time while doing so. Like good positioning so far. If Forgiving gets it wrong, does he get 5 subs? You're doing that because you're from Flass's chat, Elvin, huh? I see you. Yeah, I'll give subs if I'm wrong. 5 subs per each wrong answer. I'll take you up on it. Sure. I'm feeling pretty confident with this one so far. I think it's the more so far based off that fight. Just like how they're prioritizing squeezing out DPS value, good heal value on the Reinhardt when he's getting weak and everything. I really think it might be the more, but I want to go watch the Lucio a bit before I come to that conclusion. Because it's coming down to the support line at this point. Alright, Lucio's vibing, riding cart. I'm telling you right now, even when you're vibing on cart, typically you don't usually completely stand still. GM Lucio right there though. All right.
No one can hide from my sight.
All right, all jokes to the side. See some gameplay of him. I don't want to just see him pushing cart. Okay, they heard Shatter. He saw Ryan critical. Tries to. So this is where I feel like a GM Lucio would pick this up. Okay. So you're riding cart, right? Riding cart, riding cart. So, no, this is a great amp. This is great. Once the Reaper ults, a lot of people would try to help their tanks and everyone get in position to help with this Reaper ult or help that Reaper get out after his ult. So a lot of people would actually rotate to speed at the point of this Reaper ult. Especially once they're up in the fight like this. Like you see in the kill feed, 2 people died. We wouldn't be backing right now when Reaper ults on our own team. We'd be pushing forward. So that's a little weird right now. Like we'd want to go get off cart briefly, go help with that, then rotate back to cart once the fight's over and help them with the chase to get these stagger picks, then go cart. Since we're on heals the entire time, that doesn't look very much like a GM Lucio.
I am moving the payload. Back in the mid.
So they're waiting for their more to respawn right now. This is really good. Waiting for more and feeding them out. It's really good. Lucio has hope. This is hopeful, but the Moira looks more hopeful to me. I want to watch them a little bit more after I see a beat drop. I want to see.
Up the tempo.
They're kind of hard frontlining when they have beat. I don't really like that personally. I don't think a GM Lucio would be that far forward looking for a beat, because usually Lucios have a good sense of ult tracking, know that they would have like grab and mail here, and they'd be playing further back to make sure they don't get caught in it, so then they can hit a perfectly timed beat, try to beat people off, try to amp heals, or once free, or speed people out of the freeze, right? If it wasn't in the grab, for example, they didn't combo. So I don't think they're in the correct position. I'm gonna go back to watching the Moira a bit. Moira got out of the ult, DPSing a bit here. Since they didn't get caught in the grab and they hit a good call there, their team won the fight. They're the only one that didn't get grab mailed. And they're chasing?
The power of destruction. Get into position. I require assistance.
Seem like they have a good understanding of heal range on Moira. The Reinhardt? Yeah, that's not a GM Reinhardt right there. I'm sorry if anyone watches this that ends up being the players. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just trying to narrow down who's the GM player. Okay. I think it's the Moira. Like, we've watched enough of this Moira. They seem like they understand how to back. They understand the heal priority, when to squeeze out DPS value. Their Cole essences are great. They keep winning every single fight with their Cole. I'm 100% sure it's this Moira. Like, based off of what I saw in all the other characters. We're going over to the red team now. Start with Zeit. There's one GM on each team, Swamp Donk. Okay. Distancing themselves from the Reaper ult. Aim was a little shaky there. Good hook. Barriers, you know, stopped it from pulling in though. Unfortunate. Getting good shield break, getting good shield break. Trying to predict again off fire strike. I'm assuming they're shield hopping. No, that's like a big brain thing that, you know, some high rank hogs do. Are they going to go for the... So them going in here, I feel like they're going to go for the flank hook off the map, like the turn, pull them off. They got caught up by the Reaper and they just missed their hook slightly. I need to watch them a little bit more. Here they go, right side. I love it. Right side's superior. They're trying to get themselves onto the back line for a squishier kill. A little bit of unnecessary self-heal if you ask me. They could be using self-heal right about now. If they got a better self-heal off, they could technically play slow and try to hold on people to buy more like space and time for their team, I guess. A lot of people usually tend to play a little bit more passive when they're close to their ult to try to make a play. Hog ult isn't like the greatest at making plays like consistently, but it's hard to say. I don't think it's the Road Hog so far. I haven't seen any like hooking squishies actually securing kills in that like that entire minute or so I spent. Seems like they try forcing things before they even get their crosshair onto their target, and they're just like off. They don't make their adjustment. They don't flick well enough onto their target, or they need to just like be patient and wait for them to walk into their like crosshair if they don't move it too much, which is like a thing that some people do, or they walk closer to make the hook easier if possible, you know. Did I see that correctly? Was he jumping with the shield up and not dropping it for a shield hop entire time? Like the hops are pointless unless you're actually dropping your shield before you hop, because then you're locking the momentum by not having your shield up when you hop. So they're not shield hopping correctly if that's what they're going for there. So we're spending a lot of time stuck in this initial choke. most people, they don't get stuck in this initial choke. They shield hop forward, kind of get themselves onto statue, and then use the statue to kind of recharge their shield if necessary. Then they go for a harder push. So we're kind of getting stuck without getting through the initial choke right now. Okay, we need to recharge shield. You can't go for a push at 23 shield. Can't go for a push when you have no resources like that. I don't think a GM Reinhardt would be trying to force a push with no shield and then go for an aggressive pin like that. That looks like a plat or diamond Reinhardt. So we're on the flank. They broke. Translocator got destroyed. What are they gonna do after that? So typically after Translocator gets destroyed, people don't kind of sit there and kind of like watch over. They go reposition, try to get in a good spot. Okay.
Help would be appreciated. I'm out of here. Mucho mejor.
Translocator's really far out of the fight after all. How they tried to go about getting that hack off. Okay, they end up hacking a Zarya. Where are they gonna place this next Translocator? Are they gonna try and put it closer to the fight? They're gonna keep it here. Are they gonna hack Lucio off spawn and try to spawn kill? Ooh. Keep in mind we've been on summer for a bit. We're at 50 on EMP, so we're spending a lot of time, like, you know, all this downtime that they're waiting to stage a fight. Most people would be trying to farm a EMP here, especially if they're a high elo player and they're trying to carry a game, right? I feel like there's a lot of downtime here that we could be farming our EMP and trying to like get some poke damage off, and we're kind of just sitting here cloaked, getting a whole lot of nothing accomplished. I'll watch it a little bit more, but I don't think it's just more based off that. Even if they hack that, right, that'd just be for ult charge then, right? No one can like get onto them. They're very far back in their backline right now. It's not like a hack that people can follow up on. It's not a kill they can solo kill either. It's not like good value. Okay, they translocate into the window. They try hacking Ryan and hack the Zarya. Dude, yeah, I don't think it's them. Okay, what about the Ash? Good reaction time on that Ghost gun. Stop that Reaper ult.
EMP activated.
EMP comes through now. They got someone low, and they preemptively know when they get someone low, they don't get greedy and go for another shot, technically. They know once they're breaking Ellis that they go for a dynamite to secure the kill. That's a good idea. Because I've done a lot of coaching for plat, gold, diamond, ash players, even masters. Some of the people I coach don't use their dynamite enough. And this person used it pretty well so far. Like being very, very proactive with it, and I like that. No high ground on Ash. I mean, they're waiting for EMP, so being closer makes the shots actually easier there for them. Plus, they're playing more of a rush comp with Alicia Mora. Maybe they knew they had Reaper ult and they wanted to coach gun the Reaper ult away. That's all the things to kind of consider in that last fight. Yeah, they need to start backing. They're aware. Alright. Ash is a maybe. Okay? Let's move on to the Lucio now more. I think keeping the Ash as a maybe is a good thing. I want to see the other two and see what they're kind of doing.
Let's up the tempo.
You seem in need of aid. The power of destruction.
Big shatter. Are they gonna fade in and try to help follow up? Oh, they're staying card. They're staying card. They're playing it safe.
From afar.
All right, so a big thing here. I want to look at the support ult charge because I think these are organized games, right? So here, if the Lucio's the one close to beat, right? Well, this is the thing. I'm not sure if they'd be discussing this. If Lucio would be close to beat, the more would fade forward and throw a heal in orb and try to farm Cole. So then you can have Cole and beat. And yes, they do throw a damage orb instead of trying to heal the Reinhardt initially when he's critical here, which is like,
Touch from afar.
if they're trying to build their ult because it's overtime and everything, and they know, like, you want to throw a heal in orb if you saw a critical Reinhardt. If he's just more value for you. Now they knew that GM Lucio got that. All right, let's watch the Lucio since Lucio's beat here. Yeah, I know they're afraid of the C9. That's why they say cart, but they still should have thrown a heal in orb technically. They didn't want to get in range to heal. Probably more value, right? Okay, that's a good beat. Good boop. I know I didn't watch the more too much on red team, but they were saying card and they threw a damage orb when they saw critical Ryan. So I want to get a little bit more of a glimpse of both of them. Okay, Moore got a damage orb killer right off the bat. Throwing damage orb at spawn, that's a pretty big brain. I like it. But I will say I do see plat Moors and diamond Moors doing that. Okay, sitting on heals while we're in this poke phase. That's fine. Understands breaking LLS. Good amp. Most people would know that their tanks aren't going to push there, so they won't even try to squeeze out any speed boost value since we're already chilling on the corner. So the movement's actually not bad. Okay, this I need to I'm gonna go to some other two characters because I think it could be the Moira or the Junkrat. So I already rolled out the top three. Could be the Moira or Junkrat. I need to watch them really quick. We're running out of time here. Moira's out of healing. If you're out of healing typically on Moira in this situation, I'd say you're not trying to squeeze out enough DPS value. I don't think it's the more. I don't think it's the more based off that they're out of healing. I don't really ever run out of healing typically on more. If you're trying to squeeze the value, and if you're the GM in like a plat or diamond lobby especially, you're definitely DPSing a bit more. Okay, Junkrat. So your healing average on Moira around like 13 to 14k. Okay, this is really good timing of a tire since they just popped Cole, so they know they're gonna hard push off that Cole and they pop tire. And he ran his tire into the wall. Oh, this is hardest between these two for me, 100%. The Junkrat and the Lucio. Let's look at Lucio again really quick. Let's see what they do with this beat. Their priority sometimes for being like on heals and speed, like we talked about when they're on corners. That's not sometimes that you need speed at all, so like this is fine to be on speed, right? In case they want to chase the kill. Let's see this little speed drop. Yeah, the junk was the Ash, and that's the one that had that good dynamite throw into the window that I talked about. That's a really late beat, technically speaking. That was really late for them popping grab. I think they're trying to squeeze out the value of when they put dragon into it. But the fact is, kind of like assessing it. So if we watch that back, let's do an overhead perspective. It's kind of just like the awareness. I think this is more plat or diamond awareness. face off. Just watch how the team gets split here. And they grab, and they can easily follow up on that grab, so you want to be early still. Well, in general, it's weird that the Reiner did. He also did jump before he beat it. Yes, I'm pretty sure. All right. Honestly, I think we've dissected this enough. Chat, I'm going with the tire was really good on that coalescing scene, on that push and run into the wall, the dynamite and everything. That looked more like GM mechanics to me. Like, I have no doubt. I think it's the Junkrat, and I think it's the more. Team 1 was pretty obvious if you ask me. Team 1 is the more, 100%. Let's get the little reveal going. Reiner's diamond. Lucio's plat. Where are you? I have no doubt in my mind. If it's already telling us that Lucio's a plat, that Lucio should at least be diamond. That Lucio was doing good. He is not plat in my book, but that's not who we said was GM. So we're still in it. It's fine. It's fine. Chat, we're fucking right. Get rolled. You all thought it was the Lucio. Nope. 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 And everyone being like, why is he on the high ground? Sometimes high ground isn't everything. Sometimes being able to see people and be with your team is actually safer and more value. Gotta keep that in mind. All right. Yeah, thank you, Esports, for allowing me to do Spot the Smurf. This was actually really fun. I hope that you guys have me again at some point. Really enjoyed doing this.